everybody, we are going to talk a little bit about tomatoes. So there is a lot of different varieties with tomatoes, and sometimes it can get really confusing. Like, why do some tomatoes taste a certain way, and when are they ripe, and all that. So let's just kind of dive into that. So to start off, this red pretty tomato is going to be very similar to what you find in your retail stores. This is what a lot of people refer to as a shipping tomato. They're very pretty, they're hardy, they're firm. It is an Arkansas tomato. This one specifically was grown in Warren, Arkansas. As far as your grocery store tomatoes, it is a very, very good tomato. This is a park swapper. It looks very, very similar to your shipping container, but the taste significantly different. This is a very delicious little tomato, very prolific tomato. So now let's get into our heirloom type tomatoes. This one is a mortgage lifter, and this is a carbon. So a lot of people are going to call these Cherokee purples. There's a lot of different purple varieties in there. We specifically have what's known as a carbon. That's what our farmer Ed loves to grow. So this is going to be very similar in your taste to a Cherokee, but they hold up a lot better. So that's the one downside that we've found with Cherokees, is they just don't hold up. Cherokees are great for your garden at home, to go outside, pick it, bring it inside, eat it, but for us, we need something that's a little more durable. These are another heirloom variety called a mortgage lifter. So you can see the big rims that are around the edges. Not pretty. It's not a pretty tomato, but my goodness, they are so good. When talking about the ripeness, these are the same tomato at different stages. So this one's not quite ripe. You can tell that it's a little yellow, kind of orange, but as it ripens, it gets this deeper pink. And so that's going to be a mortgage lifter. Show you what that one looks like as you cut it. Makes a great tomato for sandwiches and burgers and just eating. I mean, that is just a really good looking, great tasting tomato. The carbon is going to be very, very similar. I think the mortgage lifter is going to be my favorite tomato. But again, the carbon has got a great taste. So these, when we're talking about heirlooms, okay, heirloom describes anything that is an old variety that it has been around. So that could even be a chicken, a breed of cattle, hog, plants specifically. So this distinct variety is where we kind of got to focus on more, because there are literally hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of heirloom tomatoes. Right back here is going to be an Arkansas Traveler. The Arkansas Traveler is a variety developed in the Ozark Mountains. It's native to us here in Arkansas. Another smaller uniform. You can see where the confusion can happen when you've got a shipping tomato, a park swapper, and an Arkansas Traveler. They all look very, very similar, a little different in the color. This is going to be the lower quality. I hate to say it like that, but it's a cheaper tomato. It's hardy, it's uniform. And then we've got park swappers and travelers. The Traveler is going to have a taste very similar to the other heirlooms, but it's also just it's a pretty little tomato. Great taste. Again, it can get really confusing when you start looking at all the different kinds. So how we typically eat it, my kids, they'll just grab a tomato and just start eating it. How we do it is just put it on a burger or sandwich or something. Well, we've got the KB2, and so in the KB2 it's a seasonal garlic, onion, salt, pepper, and I like to just spread it on there, get a little crazy with it, and then combine it with what we call the dirty dust. And this is the leftover mash from making hot sauce. So it's dehydrated, it's ground down and put in here, and it's mixed with some garlic and turmeric and stuff. But I think the KB2 and the dirty dust together are just an absolutely incredible combination. So that, and just eat that, it's delicious. Another great way that we like to eat tomatoes is just the pink and pink. It's pink peppercorns, white peppercorn, and then just pink Himalayan salt. You don't have to have anything fancy. as most people know, salt and pepper on a tomato, especially a homegrown, is absolutely delicious. So, and then all the different ways that you can make. So then salsa, we do have, they're not ready yet, we've had a couple trickle in, but some types of Romas. So our farmer, Ed, he has got a Jersey Devil Roma. It's a big, ugly looking Roma. The flavor is amazing. And then a striped Roma, really pretty, kind of orange tiger stripes. They absolutely taste amazing. The regular Romas, I don't care for at all. But these, I will eat just like that. Right now, I think the last count, we had about 9 different types of tomatoes. If a tomato isn't ripe, it's not gonna taste good. So we've had a couple people that, I don't like hothouse tomatoes, I don't like hothouse. Well, we don't have any hothouse tomatoes, okay? But what we do have is, going back to those shipping tomatoes, the shipping tomatoes have to be hardy and pretty because they're traveling across the country. But it's got to be a hardy tomato. And so in doing that and having a pretty, you're gonna lose something, and that's typically gonna be on the flavor. But that doesn't mean it's a bad tomato. This is not a fully ripe tomato. And so when you look at it, it's got a lot of yellow in it, lighter colors, and now we're looking at some white flesh and some pink. That doesn't make it a hothouse tomato, that means it's not ripe and it's a shipping tomato. So between all of that, I hope I've given enough information to come out here and make the perfect decision for what type of a tomato that you want and how you want to eat it. Different things, come visit with us. This is what we do, so let's talk tomatoes. Thanks for watching.